everybody, and happy afternoon. Hopefully, it's afternoon. It is for us, but if you're watching the replay, good day, whatever time of day it is that you're watching this. But I'm Jessica Gray, the lead literacy consultant with Step Up Consulting, and I am here today with Educator Academy. They're one of our amazing sponsors for Moses 2026, and we're so excited to have them join us next week. It's crazy that we're a week away from the conference. We're all in great anticipation, and so we're excited to have you guys join us and have you a part of the group and sponsor this great conference that we're having. But we're really excited to be here today with you all and your team, Seth, to learn a little bit more about Educator Academy and all the things that you've got to offer for professional development. So, Seth, I'll turn it over to you, and then your team can introduce themselves.
Great. Thank you, Jessica. I appreciate it. It's nice to be with you today and to be with our virtual audience, not in real time. Um, yeah, I want to do some introductions. I'm going to allow our team to introduce themselves real quick, and then I'll go through the agenda. So let's just start with Melissa and then go to Aisha.
Hello, everyone. My name is Melissa Noland. I work at the Educator Academy as a senior program manager on our ed development team, and I have been in the instructional coaching space for 12 years now.
Hi, y'all. My name is Aisha Sims, and I am also a senior program manager on the ed development team. And it's very nice to virtually see you.
We have Leslie McTire, Chief Programming Officer, on the call as well. And I'm Seth Oldham. I am the Director of Educator Development at the Educator Academy. Have been in the school leadership space for about 7 years now. I'm really excited to go through a little bit about the Educator Academy today. We're going to talk a little about the history and our evolution, some of the challenges that we're seeing in the education landscape and how we're responding to those challenges. And then look at one of the programs that we developed last year, which is a coach development program, specifically at Brookside Charter School. And then we'll talk about some cohort opportunities for professional development for teacher leaders and for instructional leaders coming up this year through the Educator Academy. So we started in 2015 as the Kansas City Teacher Residency. Over that time, our sole focus was on the residency model, certifying and preparing teachers to take ownership of classrooms in the Kansas City, Missouri area. Over time, we evolved. We pushed beyond just the residency and offered a fellowship. And then on top of that, we're now offering a bachelor's track where you can come in with a bachelor's and within about 3 years become certified and have excuse me, you can have your certification and your degree as well. And so over that time, we just realized that the name Kansas City Teacher Residency was a bit limiting. We weren't just working with residencies, and we're no longer working just within the Kansas City area. So in 2023, we did a pretty big organizational change, and we have now adopted the name the Educator Academy. Over that time, we have developed and certified over 200 teachers that have served in the Kansas City metro area and beyond. Our mission at the Educator Academy, we recruit, cultivate, support, and retain a network of empowered and effective teachers. We prepare teachers to create transformative and accessible experiences for all students in the communities we serve. And the way that we do that, we ground ourselves in our impact goals. We want to prepare teachers, we want to help schools retain those teachers, and we want to develop instructional leaders. And we have been doing that for the last 10 years. In fact, our 10-year celebration is this October. We're excited to celebrate all the progress we've made and look forward to what the Educator Academy looks like for the next 10 years of our service. So through some research over the last year, we have found some challenges that are presenting themselves at schools locally and regionally. One bucket of those challenges is in teacher leader support. Leaders are telling us it's hard to move teacher leaders from good to great. Often that capacity for coaching and supporting those teacher leaders is low because leaders are focused on new or underperforming teachers. But we know that developing trusted individuals to lead across the school and distribute that leadership model is really important to our network. Another bucket is in instructional coaching. There are challenges around how we execute instructional coaching. Moving from a great teacher to an impactful instructional coach is not a given. There's a lot of training and preparation that comes along with being an empowered and impactful coach. And those professional development opportunities are few and far between. And often the coaching impact is there, but it's sometimes concealed by underdevelopment, especially in systems and tools to track the impact of the coaching. And so, keeping those challenges in mind, we also think about the challenge of teacher retention. We know that Missouri is at a teacher shortage, and that's at a crisis level. Provisional and temporary licenses have increased pretty dramatically since 2019. We know also that novice teachers who receive coaching are more likely to stay in the profession, and we really lean into coaching at the Educator Academy. We also know that high teacher turnover correlates to lower student outcomes. So all of this information and all of this research is leading us to consider how we, as the Educator Academy, can better support the communities and the schools that we serve. And over the last 10 years, we have developed a coaching model that we believe in strongly. We know that coaching is a primary driver of teacher improvement and therefore improvement in student outcomes. And the way we approach coaching is just exactly focused on those student outcomes, but we take an approach that is responsive and adaptable to the teachers that we coach with a high focus on equity. So over 10 years, we've been working on this coaching model and putting it into practice as we coach residents in their certification year and beyond. And we took this model to a partner of ours who is in your network, in the charter school network. We worked with Brookside Charter School last year on a coach development program. This was a year-long program in which the Educator Academy took our coaching model and trained Brookside coaches on our model and helped them integrate and implement that into their daily practice. The way we went about that was through some comprehensive conversations about aligning our project goals to the improvement plans of the school and the school's goals themselves. Through those conversations, we set a scope and sequence of professional development. We did a couple of days launch in the summer where we got some intensive time together to really norm. And then we did monthly professional development throughout the year as well. However, like I mentioned, we really believe in the coaching model, our coaching model. And so we included one-to-one coaching interactions between Brookside's coaches and the Educator Academy's coaches. Educator Academy coaches met with Brookside coaches at least 3 times per month to help integrate that PD learning into their practice. And throughout, we were in consistent recurring partnership meetings with school leadership to ensure that the project was on track, that we're removing the needles with teacher performance, and that we were seeing improvement in student outcomes. And so throughout this coach development program, we had some great success. And I wanted to show you a little bit about what Brookside's leadership had to say about the program. The leadership team agrees that because of PD with the Educator Academy, their instructional leadership skills of their coaching team have improved. And they also say that there's an increased confidence in their approach to coaching conversations because of the work that we've done with them. And I wanted to take this a little bit further and show you what Kelly Sales, the principal of Brookside Charter School, had to say about this in April when we sat down together for a meeting. So here's Kelly talking about the impact of the coach development program at Brookside Charter School.
Also, alongside our coaching, we have implemented our multi-tiered system of support for teachers. So just like our students take assessments at the beginning, middle, and end of the year, our teachers are evaluated at the beginning, middle, and end of the year on 7 different DESE indicators. And they are put into a category of either emerging, developing, proficient, or distinguished. It's been really cool to see that data grow from the beginning to the middle of the year. We have hardly any emerging teachers now. Almost every single one of our teachers has grown at least one level, if not more. And we do our end of the year evaluations here at the end of the month. And I am super excited to see the growth that our teachers have made. And I know it's because of the intentional support that our coaches have put into the coaching cycles this year.
So we're really grateful for our partnership with Brookside Charter School and to be able to pilot and launch our coach development program with them. And we were thrilled to see the results that Kelly was just talking about. Teachers moving up in their performance bands and seeing impact of coaching, the success of the coaching spread throughout the school and into their teachers' classrooms. So we're taking what we've learned in that experience and we're leveraging it to offer support for a broader community. And a couple of ways that we're doing that, we have some programs and some services that we offer. The two programs that I'm going to talk about today are the Instructional Leader Cohort, which is based in the coach development program that we launched at Brookside last year, and a Teacher Leader Cohort to address retaining and distributed leadership among teacher leaders in the school. Some services I want to mention briefly. We do offer one-to-one coach development. If you've got a coach in your school, maybe you don't have an entire team that needs training, but you have a coach. We do offer one-to-one coach development where Melissa or Aisha will come to the school and work on skills and theories that are relevant and timely to that coach in your building. And we offer supplemental coaching. If you don't have a coach or you have teachers who you don't have capacity to coach, you can reach out to us at the Educator Academy. And again, Aisha and Melissa would be the ones to come to your school, and provide some supplemental coaching. What I want to talk today about are two cohort opportunities, because they're a really interesting way to get involved in a network of professional development at a low price point. So our first cohort is the Instructional Leader Cohort. The outcomes of this cohort is that coaches and instructional leaders will develop a clear coaching philosophy to guide their work, and they'll use the Educator Academy's tools and processes to complete coaching cycles, and we'll focus on a focused teacher within their building. So while we encourage them to push this learning out into their entire coaching caseload, our work will focus on, one focused teacher so that we can have a really intense focus on their development throughout the year. So what do you get in this cohort? You get 25 hours of professional development, which also includes collaborative workshops with that network, and then 5 one-to-one coaching interactions with our senior program managers, Aisha and Melissa. And again, those help implement the professional development. We'll also have continuous partnership with school leaders to monitor and celebrate both coach and teacher growth. So for these 25 hours of PD and the 5 one-to-one coaching interactions with your instructional leader, the cost is $3,000 per person. So for that $3,000, we're looking at 5 or 6 professional development sessions that really walk us through what are the underlying pieces needed for me to start coaching, grounded in my own philosophy of coaching, and aligning that with our school leadership team as well. We'll cover coaching cycles, skills like effective questioning and giving actionable feedback. And then we'll lean into what we call learning-focused conversations. One of the traps that instructional coaches get into is an observation and a debrief cycle. At the Educator Academy, we believe in adaptive coaching, adaptable coaching. And so teachers don't always need just a debrief to grow. Those debrief conversations should be learning focused. We may co-plan together. We may model with the teacher, but we want the teacher to learn and apply something during those coaching conversations, those learning focused conversations. And then we'll come back together at the end of the year. We'll reflect on our progress, and we'll help coaches plan to continue implementation of those skills throughout the next year as well. So the Instructional Leader Cohort, again, is for folks who are in a position to give observational feedback to folks in their building. So in addition to the Instructional Leader Cohort, we are offering a Teacher Leader Cohort. In the same vein, the outcomes is that these teacher leaders will gain experience and skills to help coordinate peer observations within their building. That will help them strengthen data-informed conversations and will help them design professional learning experiences that are grounded in data and teacher and student needs. So again, with this cohort, you get 25 hours of professional development and 5 one-to-one coaching interactions, as well as the continual partnership to monitor and celebrate growth, again, for that $3,000 price point. So teacher leaders are folks who are ready and in the position to expand their impact beyond their own classroom. They have some sort of leadership or are on the track to leadership. Maybe that's a grade level or a department level teacher, department chair. Those are the types of folks that would make up this teacher leader cohort. And throughout this, we will help them develop their skills to coordinate peer observations, develop their data analysis and facilitation of data analysis skills. And then we'll also help them design, deliver, and integrate PD into their buildings. And once again, we'll come back at the end, we'll reflect on our program, and we'll make plans to continue that into the future. So we are really excited to have these 2 cohorts available for folks in your network. There are a few ways that you can move forward and engage with us and learn more about this. The first would be a discovery call. If you click the link right here on discovery call, it'll take you my calendar where you can book a 30-minute appointment with me. We'll just talk about our programs and services. We'll talk about what your school or your teacher leader or your instructional coach needs to level up. And we can discuss the services and the options that we have available. If you're ready, you can register your teacher leaders, coaches, and instructional leaders today by clicking on these unique links. They'll take you to the registration button that's embedded on our webpage. That registration is not a commitment, it's an interest. You're expressing interest in the cohort, and we will follow up with you with a lot more detail about what the cohort involves and responsibilities of each person involved in this experience. Or you can check out our website if you're not ready to launch into conversations yet, but you want to explore what we offer, share that with folks in your school or in your district. You can check out our website. I've linked it here, educatoracademy.org/educator-development. That will take you to my team's page where you can find more information about the services, the workshops, the outcomes of these cohorts, and more information about the additional services that we offer. So we are looking forward to the possibility of partnership with folks in your network. I'm putting bios up here right now. This might be a good time if you're interested to pause and read through them and see who all you would be working with and what types of backgrounds that we come to the table with. And we are hopeful and excited to partner with folks in your network over the next year. So Jessica, I'm going to rely on you a little bit here.
Yeah.
What kinds of questions have come up throughout this presentation that folks in your network might need an answer to?
Oh man. Well, I'm just in awe of this is what people need. We're really, as I'm listening, support is what we need. And we've had so many conversations about that just on our own team that to build up these teachers and a lot of the schools in my area are alt certified or they're just untraditionally trained. And we have been talking about they've got to have a different level of support than other teachers, and that's what you guys are providing through these cohorts. And it's not just a one and done. That was what I loved. You kind of your slide of showing what the year looks like when they sign up for those, and that every month is intentional on building that connection and that support. And it's just amazing because this is what people need to move. This is what we got to do to help things stick and really feel like they are getting a grasp on questions that they have. So I love all about this. It's so great. And I love that you have the perspective of teacher and instructional coach, those 2 kind of pathways. I'm more in the Southwest area and I have a lot of rural schools that they don't have coaches. And so being able to have that ability to train your teacher leaders is just amazing. Being able to get some of those people in that role too when they don't have those.
You mentioned something that caught my interest. You know, the quantity and the number of folks who are alternatively or non-traditionally certified. You know, the one of the most for me as a newer employee at the Educator Academy, one of the most exciting things is that the EA has for 10 years been coaching folks who come from non-traditional backgrounds, who come from alternative certification
Mhm.
backgrounds. So our coaching team, Aisha and Melissa, have both really extensively coached those types of teachers, those teachers who come with very little knowledge of how the education system works and are expected to integrate into that system, quickly. Our model, our coaching model really is rooted in support of those types of teachers as well. But we do coach across about 4 years in our program, right? We coach them in their certification year and 3 years beyond that. So we do have experience coaching with like teacher leaders and experienced leaders as well.
Which is amazing because that's what we need. We need people who can adapt and help all teachers, which is just wonderful. I think maybe another question that I had as I was listening to your presentation, I know you had mentioned you've shifted the name from Kansas City Academy to Educator Academy. What is kind of your location or broad range of people that you serve? Is it just Kansas City area, or can anybody in Missouri really benefit from these cohorts?
Yeah. One of the nice things about the cohorts is it's not a huge time commitment to
Hmm.
be, on campus with us. There are 5 or 6 meetings that would be required. So I could see folks driving in from some of those rural districts
Hmm.
and spending time getting to know and networking with folks who are in different teaching contexts and helping, shape that perspective. Aisha and Melissa are very flexible coaches and are accustomed to using virtual formats to execute coaching, using video reflections if they're unable to be in person to observe. And using that type of flexible coaching is not foreign to us. So if you're in a rural area, if you're in an area that, would require you to come to us, I don't want you to say that this is not for you. We have a lot of flexibility and experience flexing our coaching in virtual formats.
That's great. So
Mhm.
anybody can benefit, which is great. That was really my big question I knew that people would have is what's your area of service? And so I love that.
Absolutely. Yeah, our educator preparation team, we're kind of focused, concentrated in the Kansas City, Missouri area, but the educator development team is
Sure.
beyond to the region.
Yeah,
Right.
that's great.
Great.
Well, you guys are amazing and doing some amazing work. And I know that we're going to push this out. So if you're watching the replay, you've already watched this and you're probably getting ready to come to Moses. And so I want you to talk to Seth. Seth, you're who's coming.
Yes.
Yes. All
Yes.
right.
I
So
will be there
Seth's
on
going to be
Tuesday.
there ready to go. And Seth, if you want to share this slide deck with me, I know you
Yep.
mentioned that there's some links they can direct. I'll drop this in with the post so that you can come back if you're watching this replay and access all those things that he was talking about to get a better handle on things. And we're just so excited to have you a part and get to hear all the great things that your organization is doing for teachers across Missouri and Kansas. You serve Kansas as well, I'm assuming too.
That's right.
Yes.
That's right.
Yeah, which is great. So we really appreciate your sponsorship and you being here today to share. You have anything else for the good of the cause that you want to leave them with?
We're grateful for the opportunity, and I really hope to speak with you next week when we see you at Moses.
Yeah, perfect. All right, everybody. Well, thank you for watching this replay and we'll see you soon.
Thank you.